Well, hello and welcome to our continued review of the year that was 2020. And we're joined by a lady that you're more than familiar with, I'm sure, Sarah Kinsella of Boyle Sports, but not just of Boyle Sports. She also writes a weekly column in the Daily Star. And I suppose you'd know her from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Every time I turn on my phone or my computer, Sarah's face pops up. She could be talking to Michael Van Gerwen or Liam Dowling, or, I don't know where it'll go next. I was half expecting to see her popping up on the pitch at Croke Park the other night, welcoming the Dubs after their 6 in a row. Sarah, it's been a very busy year for you. I suppose extra pressure on you to get content out, given the fact that nobody was on track and people are viewing from home.
Yeah, look, it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, the fact that obviously I write for the Irish Daily Star, but working for Boyle Sports gave me access into Shelbourne Park when no one else could go. So I was in a very privileged position and I used and took advantage of that big time. My focus was going in. People are at home, they can't see their favourite greyhounds running. They really miss the action. Give them everything that you can possibly think of. So from going up to yourself, recording you doing your famous work, and down on the trackside into the kennels, interviewing winning connections after their race, watching all these wonderful greyhounds perform magical. I mean, look at just what Pestana did. He brought so much joy to us this year. I can't even tell you, all you could do was look at social media to see the reaction of how he was performing during the Derby. And I really think it brought everyone together under the circumstances this year. And I was very proud of the event itself. It was absolutely brilliant. But I think that we really all pulled together as well. So it wasn't just, a one-person effort. Everyone in the IGB, everyone across the country, from George McDonough in Galway Bay, Barry Drake, Tommy Lyons, absolutely everybody pulled together and made it such a special Derby this year. And it was badly needed in.
Yeah, I suppose at this stage of the year now, we've been doing so much stuff, Sarah. People are probably sick of the sight of us, to be honest. I dare say there's probably only about 4 people actually watching this.
Well, I hope not, Andrew. There'll be a few more than that. But sure, look, yeah, they probably are sick of the sight of us. And as you say, I've been so many different places this year. Like I was in Down Royal as well, because we were sponsoring the Ulster Derby and Oaks. I was in Fairyhouse last weekend for a handicap that we were sponsoring that was usually on during the Easter Grand National, but obviously it was moved. Shelbourne Park over in Coventry for the Grand Slam of Darts, which I absolutely loved. Didn't enjoy the quarantine when I came back, obviously, but sure, it had to be done because I live with my parents. But look, it's been a magical year, but everything that I've done this year, Greyhounds tops it all the time. Every single time. Greyhounds is just my number one passion in life. And
I think that comes across, Sarah. I think that definitely comes across. Listen, you were asked to highlight a couple of your own favourite moments from the year, be it nationally and locally, of course, or closer to home. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your local one or do you want to start with your national one?
I suppose local be my personal one. So that would be Dundalk. We've been racing there. Well, we've been racing there all our lives, really, but more so now lately with our new batch of runners that we have. So Brewer's Country, he's a fabulous 74-pound. He's actually quite, as my dad describes him, he's quite an ugly dog. And we used to have a dog years ago called Brewer's Turn, who you remember.
I remember well, yeah.
Derby. He was an ugly dog, but my God, was he fast. And he was the best greyhound we ever had, apart from Macardello, obviously. But Brewer's Country, when I look at him, he just reminds me so much of Brewer's Turn. And he's out of my bitch, Brewer's Sarah, and he's by a dog called Patsy Sabbath. He's getting a few winners lately, I've noticed, even up to last night in Mullingar. But Brewer's Country was a special moment for us because we hadn't had a winner in over 2.5 years, Ian. And
in fairness, you wouldn't have had that many runners in 2.5 years.
Well, that's exactly it. Like, we had no runners, so we'd no winners. The last winner we had, I think, was Santa's Diamond in Shelbourne Park. And even my bitch as well, which was back in 2018. And the fact that Brewer Sarah had won 10 races for me across Dundalk and Shelbourne, but she also won 2 Coursing Cups for us, 2 Coursing Cups that my dad was chasing for 30 years, the Trim Coursing Working Members and the Dundalk Open. It was she was a magical bitch. I still have her here in the kennels along with Acardello. He's 14, actually, he turned 14.
Wow. I'd say he's more white and grey nowadays than white and black.
Oh, God love him. He's crippled with arthritis, but he has the run of the place and he's in brilliant form. But yeah, look, Brewer's Country was magical. I wasn't even able to go because I was flying out so early the next morning going to Coventry for the darts. So I actually missed out. And you know me, I'm always with me selfies and We had a winner. Oh my God, it was brilliant. But I was so happy for mom and dad because they waited so long. And you know yourself, these little puppies are born, you hold them in your hand, you watch them grow, you watch them go to the racetrack. They were obviously ready to go in back in March, and then the lockdown comes. So the system for my dad was kind of messed up, and he's so old-fashioned and traditional that his whole training mechanism was just all over the place. So that's why the dogs, like, sure, they're over 2 years of age, only having their first few races. So that's why it took them so long to get to the track. We were just unfortunate that the lockdown hit just when they were ready to go. But you look, it did them no harm, really. And he done 29.61 in his second race. Look, he's not going to win the Derby, but he's a Derby winner in our eyes.
Well, that's the key. You know, someone's A5 winners is a Derby winner to them rather than, you know, add the likes of a new Taylor. So Brewer's country, we'll keep an eye on him. I expect about a 2.5 improvement from him next year. Do the clock in Dundalk some night, scorching from the front. What's your national highlight? I dare say it's probably Derby related.
Of course it's Derby related. I mean, you'll probably have everybody picking this one. There has to be Pestana doing the track record that night, Ian.
Yeah, you're right. We had to, every second person picked us.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, right, I was standing in Shelburne Park doing my content or whatever. The traps go up, the dog comes out, and everyone was kind of like, how fast? And they were like, this dog is going to do a run. And when the clock came up 28.99, I was standing beside Rachel Hennessy at the time, and she just looked at me and she just went, wow, like, what has he just done? It was absolutely phenomenal. Like, the hairs were standing up on the back of your neck. We rushed outside. Dawn was in the middle of the track, you know, ready to record McKenna. I was there ready to watch the dog come in. Everyone was just jumping on this. Like, it was absolutely brilliant. It's what the greyhound industry needed. They needed a dog like Pestana to come along and give us all that boost that we needed, because not only have we struggled through the pandemic and we've been very lucky to go ahead with racing, but you know yourself what's going on in the industry with all these people trying to shut us down and defund us and what have you. Everyone, like, is coming together. And what I love about social media is all these people are throwing abuse at us, right? When you ignore them, they can shame us, they can name call us. When we ignore them, it speaks volumes, because it says an awful lot more about our industry and who we are and what we represent than what they're trying to do. So I'm so proud of the industry this year. I'm so proud of the dogs. And, you know, they didn't know there was a pandemic out there. And Pestana proved that. Look, New Taylor, we can't take it away from him. He won the Derby. It was terrible what happened to Pestana. But when you look at the recovery that he made and the videos that you guys done and showing Pestana a couple of days after his operation, a little scar, he was flying around the place. He didn't really know that he was never going to make the racetrack again, but sure, he's off to meet loads of ladies now. So he's happy out, isn't he? So, I mean, look, just the whole story of him, the track record, you know, second favourite or joint favourite going into the Derby final. Sad what happened, but it's just the whole story and just how he recovered and the wonderful job that McKenna and his family and all the vets done to get him back to recovery. But again, not to take away from New Taylor, look what he done. What a magnificent greyhound. But I can't go with any other standout moment but Pestana, and other ones throughout the year as well. I mean, you've got Skywalker Logan, you've got Red Sir Radford, you've got Ballymac Anton, who was my favourite dog for so long. All these wonderful stars now retired onto the breeding paddocks, and also Wolf winning the Easter Cup just before the lockdown came as well, and the brilliant battle that him and Ballymac Anton had, and a couple of more throughout the year as well. So look, there's plenty of standout moments, and Dearjet Sydney, the English Greyhound Derby, we're just represented so well everywhere. And in particular this year, you could see our content of the Derby being picked up in Pakistan, India, Australia. I had messages from people all over the world. So we can be very proud in what we're representing, and we're sending it to all areas of the globe, and not just greyhound people. You've got the likes of Wayne Mardle, who's the Sky Sports presenter in the darts, John MacDonald, who's the MC, all of these, Gerwin Price, world, like, you know, he's going to be world champion someday in the darts. All of these people are massive greyhound fans. So it's not a unique industry as people think it is. It's shared all over the world, and we're all coming together now more than ever, and I just couldn't be prouder.
Woman, I was going to say to you, what are you looking forward to most in 2021? But it seems more of the same, please.
Yeah, more of the same. I've got another busy year coming up. You know, I'm continuing to write for the Irish Daily Star. We've got the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. We sponsor Wolverhampton. We sponsor Birmingham. We sponsor Coventry, the World Grand Prix of Darts, the Grand Slam of Darts, Larne Football Club. There is so much going on, but obviously with the Greyhounds as well. I am just looking forward to seeing what Ballymac Ariel can do in the future. Ballymac Beanie, these bitches just look. The Derby is brilliant, right? But I really want to see a bitch win it. Like I think Ballymac Ariel and Ballymac Beanie. Imagine those two battling together in a Derby final. I mean, that's all you need. Throw in, a few other dogs to make up a great race, but I'd be rooting for these bitches all year, Ian. And I've been reading your reports as well. You are very excited about Ballymac Ariel. I can sense it in your writing. And she's a magical lady. Liam Dowling, look what these guys have done this year, Ian. Liam Dowling is Paul Hennessy, Graham Holland, producing these stars week after week after week. And also, before I go, I can't go without mentioning Running to See Ya as well, because the friends of mine, the Rooneys, own it. And it was great to see John A. Lennon get such a big win this year as well. And look, there's just been so much magical memories. And before we sign off as well, thanks to everyone who helped with the Derby this year, and just in general, yourself, Don, Orla, everyone at the IGB, Barry Drake, George McDonough, just too many to mention. Dame O'Lonigan for all the pricing he does in Boyle Sports. He never gets a shout out. So thanks to everybody. And it's been a magical year under the circumstances. But 2021 is going to be even better. In.
Well, I think you could be right. Firstly, Damo does his own promotional work. Secondly, we have to ask you before we go, will it be spaghetti hoops for Christmas dinner?
Oh my God, you know what? Imagine spaghetti hoops poured over turkey and ham. That would be absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, that's the sign now. We should definitely sign off. You're going delirious. Listen, Sarah, it's been a pleasure. Have a great Christmas, a great New Year, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much, guys, and have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year.
Thanks very much, Sarah.
And there is the bell. The runners, 49 of the Derby in 1 Pestana, 2 Waikiki Kino, 2 Virun in 3. We have 2 Maker Daddy, 4 is new in 5 new in Taylor, and 6 is Slippy Keen. Break all important. Racing, good start by Pestana. He never misses the kick. Flashes up the fence and is going to clear into the corner. From in second spot, trap 5. New in Taylor showing devastating early, but out front, and it is Pestana. On by 3 lengths to 5. New in Taylor. A gap in third to 2 Waikiki Kino, but Pestana clear to the third bend. 16.83. An incredible third bend split. New in Taylor trying his very best to bridge the gap in second, but Pestana is surely home and hosed and wins well. From in second, 5 New in Taylor. A very encouraging run by him. Back in third was 2 Waikiki Kino. We've seen the record broken. The first Greyhound ever to break 29 seconds for 550 yards in Ireland. Pestana. Sensational.